Welcome to a time long ago, a land steeped in legend, where ancient prophecies, secret lineages, and mystical forces shape the destiny of a people. Today, we journey back to the dawn of the Arthurian legend, to the very rise of the legendary King Arthur. A king chosen by fate, shrouded in mystery, and forever immortalized as the once and future king. Imagine a kingdom lost to darkness. It's the 5th century, and Britain is a land without a king, torn apart by rival warlords and plagued by endless conflict. With Roman legions gone, the land is left exposed, vulnerable to Saxon invaders and internal power struggles. Chaos reigns, as noble families feud over territory, and each man with a sword vies to be the ruler of all. People whisper of hope and seek a true leader who can unite them, a savior who might just be found in a young boy, hidden from the world for his own safety. In this fractured world, there is a man who sees beyond the present turmoil. He is Merlin, a mysterious figure of great wisdom and even greater power. Some call him a wizard, others a prophet, but to all, he is an enigma. Merlin is not just any sorcerer. He is a bridge between the mortal world and the magical forces that shape destiny. For Merlin has foreseen the rise of a king, a once and future king, destined to rule over Britain and bring a new age of peace and prosperity. But this king will not come from nobility or wealth. No, Merlin's vision is of a boy born under circumstances as secretive as they are magical. This boy, he knows, will be the one to unite the realm and wield the power of kings. Yet, until he is ready, Merlin ensures that this chosen one remains hidden and protected from those who would seek to harm him. Enter Arthur, a seemingly ordinary boy, raised in a modest household, unaware of his royal heritage. Young Arthur knows nothing of his true identity. He has lived his whole life in obscurity, fostered by Sir Ector, a noble knight loyal to the realm. Here, far from the prying eyes of those hungry for power, Arthur grows up, learning the values of humility, courage, and respect. Arthur's days are spent working, training, and bonding with his foster brother, Kay. But while he may seem an ordinary squire, there is something different about him. An unassuming grace, a quiet strength that sets him apart. Unbeknownst to Arthur, his humble upbringing is all part of Merlin's plan to prepare him for the throne, teaching him the value of hard work, empathy, and justice. It is in his teenage years that fate begins to stir. A great tournament is declared, a competition to select the worthiest knight, one who could rule over all should the kingdom remain without a sovereign. Arthur's foster brother, Kay, dreams of winning fame and glory, and Arthur, loyal as ever, dutifully serves as his squire. But as Arthur searches for a weapon, destiny calls him to a mysterious stone, upon which rests an ancient sword, glinting under the morning sun. Carved into the stone are the words, "Whoso pulleth out this sword of this stone and anvil is the rightful king of all England." Driven by duty, or perhaps a hidden force guiding his hand, Arthur grasps the sword and, with one swift pull, removes it from the stone. The crowd gasps. This is the sword in the stone, an ancient relic prophesied to reveal the one true king. Many have tried to pull it, all have failed. But here stands Arthur, holding the blade as if it were weightless, a symbol of his right to rule, though he is unaware of the magnitude of his actions. Merlin, watching from the shadows, steps forward, a glimmer of satisfaction in his eyes. He knows that the time has come to reveal the truth. And so, in front of lords, knights, and common folk, he declares Arthur as the chosen king, the rightful heir to the throne. But this revelation does not come without its challenges. the noblemen and knights, many of whom sought the throne for themselves, are outraged. How can a mere squire, a boy with no noble blood, be worthy to rule? Yet, despite the protests, Merlin stands firm, insisting that Arthur's claim is divinely ordained, that he is Britain's true king. Arthur is soon crowned, stepping into the role that fate and prophecy had long prepared him for. As he ascends to the throne, he faces immediate challenges, navigating the suspicion and hostility of the nobles who view him as an outsider. But Arthur is undeterred, embodying qualities of justice, humility, and courage, earning the loyalty of those who once doubted him. Arthur's rule begins with a relentless effort to unite Britain. Guided by Merlin's counsel, he works to mend the fractured alliances and bring peace to a war-weary land. With each victory, Arthur proves himself not through displays of force or fear, but through compassion and a desire for a unified realm. Arthur's dreams of a prosperous kingdom take root in Camelot, a shining beacon of hope, justice, and equality. Here, Arthur's vision extends beyond his rule. He establishes a court built on honor and chivalry, a place where knights serve not for personal glory, but for the good of all. Camelot becomes more than a city. It becomes a symbol of what Britain could be under a just and noble king. But Arthur's vision is not one of hierarchy and privilege. To ensure that all his knights are seen as equals, he creates the famed Round Table, a symbol of unity where every voice, from king to knight, carries the same weight. This act cements Arthur's legacy as a leader who rules with fairness and humility, one who sees his knights not as subjects, but as equals. And so, Arthur's journey from humble beginnings to the throne of Britain marks the rise of a legend. Guided by the wise Merlin, armed with the sacred sword in the stone, and crowned in the hearts of the people, Arthur brings hope to a land that has longed for peace. But his story is far from over, for the challenges he will face next will test not only his strength but the very foundations of Camelot.